closed and everything. So around that shaft was a straight piece of PVC inside the larger piece of PVC. And the outside PVC floats, and so there's a rotation around something that's firm, around something, and around that is that large PVC that rotates, and that's attached to that big pulley assembly. And that pulley assembly has a motor at the bottom that allows it to rotate. And then the whole assembly here has a piece of nylon that Steve and Fred machined out to hold the arm in place. And we decided to make it in the center to be able to go 90 degrees up and 90 degrees down, or 180. And we needed to drive that externally, so that's what this is in prior to assembling the motor here. Up here, we actually use a speed reduction gearbox because this thing, when we turned it on, these motors crank and they just go, and you know, it just salutes real fast or drops and it hits things. So we use a gear reduction, and with the IFI, we could control how fast we could move the arm up and down. So it works pretty well. Ideally, it would be nice to make it, but that is what it is. And Matthew installed a camera over here, and he can talk about that.
Just go to the solid bottle and it's in there.
There's 3 cameras. We have side camera, camera mounted. These 2 are mounted to the arm and the rear view. The cameras, the reason for their mount, this is the first year we've had an arm that actually changes position. So we needed cameras positioned on the arm so they're always looking at the front of the arm. The one on the top just sees straight forward, so you can see as far as the camera can see straight in front of you. The side camera is so that way you have depth perception, because if you're just looking forward, you can't see how far away the arm is. With the side camera, you can kind of see how far away it is from the arm. The top camera is mostly an overview of wider than you can get with the arm camera. I made the arm, the side mounts. The side mount is on a piece of nylon that's mounted to the shaft. So when the whole arm rotates, it rotates with the arm. The top camera is adjustable and is kind of bolted to the top. And the camera on the top is just put on PVC, and that can kind of rotate up and down to where we want it exactly.
That's all for me.
Driving and controlling?
And I have to utilize those cameras. I guess I can kind of talk about our display setup and my driving ability. Those cameras, we have a very nice, what I would consider to be a very nice setup to assist me in driving. We have 3 displays. We have 2 laptops and a television. The feed for those cameras are not powered on the robot. They are very clear, though they're black and white lenses. The power for the cameras comes into the robot and then right back out, so I have no ghosting on any of my displays. We use a USB to RCA dongle to run the feed into the 2 laptops so I can see the top and the one looking right out of the arm. The one that I mainly use for driving and completing tasks or mission objectives is a camera on the side of the arm because it gives me depth perception and I just like it the best. I drive because of my experience of driving BattleBots and other competitions in Mesquite High. And I think that's it. And man, I can tell you, go ahead.
Yeah, that robot controller, which isn't pictured here, we programmed it using, we took the default program from the Parallax website and modified it.
That's good. Yeah.
The program we used was off the IFI controller. We used the program that we had used previous from the Parallax website. We used that 2 years ago in the competition that I was first included in. We used it to program everything except for it didn't know how to use the ARM. So we had to include all the debug terminals and everything we needed for the ARM. I basically kind of helped out just a little bit. The main programmer isn't here because he had to move to California. I did basic jobs and I helped out with programming because I had some experience. Program we used was pbasic. I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but it's really, really basic programming. It's a program that everybody here, I believe, knows how to use except for
It's basic.
yeah. Not much I did on the robot other than programming and just drilling things, making small parts, soldering wires. Then did a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Presentation, the website.
Yeah, I
did
mostly worked on the
YouTube.
website. Is what I did.
Get YouTube account.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about your work on the presentation and the files, all the Windows files.
Yeah, well, I did the tech report for the team. Basically, just took all of our pictures and videos and everything that we had done, and basically compiled documentation as we designed, built the bot throughout the 6 months we were working on it, and came up with the technical document to help convey the ideas and what we've done to lead up to this point. So
And Aubrey was our backup driver.
he was there in case we got sick.
And he's also he worked on